We're going to start off with saddle height. It's very common to see riders with the wrong saddle height and is a surefire way of making your riding very uncomfortable, rotating your hips more than they need to, and can cause injury to your knees. Regardless of whether you've had a bike fit or not, it should be pretty easy to set up your saddle height if you follow these simple steps. Sit on your bike, unclip and place your heel in the middle of the pedal axle, with it at the furthest point away so the crank is in line with the seat tube. Your hips shouldn't have to rock to reach the furthest point of the pedal, but your legs should be completely straight, so that when you clip in, there is a slight bend. As we mentioned before, a bike fit will iron out any little adjustments and it'll take into account unique characteristics of your body, but this is a really good place to start. Cycling-specific shoes has many benefits, transferring power as well as pedal stroke efficiency. So if you haven't already, get yourself a pair of cycling shoes to really get the most out of your riding. Cleats are the only fixed interference between you and the bike, so getting them in the right position won't only just keep you comfortable and ensure you're efficient as possible, but it will also help avoid injury. Getting them in the right position may take a lot of fiddling, but it is definitely worth spending time on. When it comes to cleats setup, set your bike up on a static trainer and start off with your cleats in a neutral position, fixed just behind the balls of your feet. But if you are struggling with cleat setup, why not head up to your local bike shop and get them set up professionally? We've actually made a video on cleat setup that I would recommend watching. Have you ever had sore, achy hands from riding? Well, double wrapping your bar tape could solve that problem. A lot of the pros will have double wrap bar tape in the classic seasons when they're going over all the extremely bumpy cobbles, but many pros will choose to have double wrap bar tape all year round. You could go about this by buying 2 lots of standard bar tape, but there are specific bar tapes which are much thicker, and if you're doing long rides, this could really benefit your comfort on those rides. Also, remember there are multiple hand positions you can adopt on your drop handlebar bike. Make the most of these and move your hands around to keep the blood moving. Getting the right tyre pressure is simple, right? You just pump up the tyres to the recommended range on the side of the tyre and off you go. Turns out it's not that simple. Your tyres do a lot of things. They give you grip for when you're on the road so you can steer. They also supply suspension for cushioning you on the road and when you hit holes and bumps. They have to be tough enough not to puncture, but also light and thin enough to roll well. All these things are affected by the pressure and the construction and the design of the tyre itself. There's no magic number, it's really unique to you, so do some experiments. Ride the same route on different pressures, as long as it's not too low or too high, and see how it feels. Mudguards can be a pain to fit, but once you have them on, it's totally worth it. It'll stop the spray in the water spraying up all over you and it'll keep you warm and dry. Not only that, it'll keep your bike looking fresh in the worst of the weather. Your mates will also thank you when you're riding with them in the wet, as all the gunk won't spray up in their faces. Everybody's going to be fighting for your wheel. If you're wearing bib shorts with a padded chamois, avoid choosing a saddle with too much padding, as the more padding or gel you've got in your saddle, the more friction you're creating between your saddle and your sit bones, and on long rides you can really feel this. Chamois cream isn't for everyone, but it's definitely worth giving it a go to see if it works for you. If you don't know what chamois cream is, it is a cream that helps eliminate friction between your saddle and your clothing, and is applied directly to your skin where it comes in contact with the saddle. Many pro cyclists will ride every day, multiple times a day, and turn to chamois cream to avoid things like saddle sores that can sometimes lead to time off the bike. If you think we've missed anything vital for ensuring comfort on your bike, or you have any of your own tips you want to share with us, please leave them in the comment section below. And we hope these tips will help you get out on your bike.